Here's some things I didn't know as a beginner with ADHD organization that I do know now, and I hope they help you. And the first one is being able to clearly, easily see everything. Have you ever been in a situation where you had some item in your room, let's say a TV, for example? You walk by the TV every day, you sit down, you watch TV. You know that where that TV is, even if you're like in another room or whatever, you know, hey, that TV is right there. Now, the reason this works is because you see it all the time. You know exactly where it is. Eventually, you get into the routine of, okay, I know where the TV is. I go there and I watch it. Now, take that same TV and put it in another room or an attic where you don't see it every day. And then try to figure out 6 months later and go and figure out where that TV is. You may not remember where it is because you don't see it every day. So what happens is things you see every day, things that you see clearly, you have that reminder every time you see that thing. But if you do not see that thing every day, you don't have that same reminder all the time. And so you may forget where it is. But when you see something all the time, then it's much easier to remember where it is. And look, I'm talking about like 6 months to a year, whatever. Sometimes you might walk into a room, know where something is, and then go out of the room, come back, and it just happens to be behind something, and you don't see it again. And you may have forgotten it just in that short amount of time. So that also happens with ADHD. And here's something else that I think will help, and I call it places. And what I mean by that, have you ever been in a room in your home where you just see stuff and it's just randomly out? And you go and you look around the room and there's no place actually for it. You don't have anywhere that you can put this thing. Or you may have that item there and you just don't have a purpose for it anymore. Like you got it and there's no purpose in your home in this room. So what do you usually do with those things? Do you just leave it there? Or what are your other options that you need to figure out for this thing? And so one of the options that you can do, if you don't have a place for it at all, you can go ahead and get rid of it, declutter it, sell it, whatever you want to do with it to get out of your room. Because then as you look at all the things in your home, ask the question, does this thing in my home, in my room have a place? Now, if it needs a place, okay, you have stuff in your home already in different places, you may want to try to find a place for that thing and then take something out of the place that you want to put it and get that out of your home as well, or out of the room as well, and then replace it with this new item. And the other thing you might want to think about too as well is making sure everything has a place in your home, but don't add so many other things into your home that you now have a lot of things that don't have a place. And at that point, that's where you get into clutter. So one of the key rules that I always think about is one in and one out. That means if you bring something into your home, then go ahead and get rid of something else. And that way you're not bringing in extra clutter. And here's something else that will help. But it starts with a question. What is your favorite color? You know what that color is, right? All the time. You can recognize it from afar. You recognize it in things that you buy. You may buy a lot of stuff in that color. What color is like a stop sign? What color is a green light when you're at a traffic light? Now I'm saying this all to say that those colors mean something. So when you have ADHD, use those colors for other things. And what I mean is organize things by color. So if you're trying to organize something in your home, you may say, okay, I'm going to take these stickers or these labels, and you have different colors of the stickers and labels, and you put them on certain things. And then when you look at that color, when you associate that thing with the color, like let's say red is associated with bills, and you have a file with all your different bills in it, you make the folder red, or you put the filing cabinet or the drawer to make it red, and you'll automatically kind of get to the point to where you're like, okay, red means bills. Or you'd be like, hey, you know, I want to go on vacation. You're ready to plan a vacation, and you just decide that green is going to be my color for vacation because I'm done with work and I'm going to enjoy myself. And so everything kind of for your vacation, all the brochures, all the planning, everything you want to do on your vacation, you put into a green folder, you pin it up somewhere where it's inside something green. And that way, when you always look at the color green, you know that's my color for vacation. And so what this does is it helps you to associate different colors with different things. So even when you just see that color like from across the room and you're just looking for that thing, you can quickly spot that sticker, that label. Another thing that you can do with this also is that you can take different colors of clothes in your closet and put them in specific places in your closet. So for example, yellow stuff on this side, blue stuff on this side, and down below in the corner over there, all the green stuff that you have. That whole corner is specific for green stuff. And so you have all your clothes or shoes or hats or whatever in your closet, and everything of that specific color is in that specific section of the closet. So that way, if I want to go and see in my closet what color of things that I need, and I want to get a yellow outfit or a blue outfit or green outfit or even blue jeans or whatever it is, which section in your closet is the section for that color. And that makes it much easier as you get through, getting used to everything, to find anything that you want to find in your closet, as long as you have some sort of color associated with it. You can even take it to the point as well too, is getting different hangers of different colors if you want to do that as well. And that is another way that you can use color to organize. And here's something else that will help, but it starts with a question. Do you have some place in your home where you pass by every day? And the reason I ask that is because you have to go by certain places in your home. Like you go to get something in the kitchen, you always pass by this place. You go to walk outside the door, you always pass by that place. So you want to use that. And the reason you want to use it is you can make a command center where all your stuff is in your home, and frequent stuff that you use every day. For example, phone chargers, you put it at a place where all your phone chargers are together. But stuff like, stuff you have to take to work, stuff you have to take for school, anything that you need for the next day, you put it at this certain place and you call it a command center. And this is great for families as well too. So if it's just, if it's you and your spouse and you have kids, you can all have this one place you put stuff so that everybody knows where that stuff is, and also makes it easy to know where you should put things back for the next day to get ready for the next day. And here's something else that will help, but it starts with a question. Where do you put stuff so that you can easily get to it in your home? All the important stuff you need on a daily basis that you need to make sure that you can retrieve at any time really quickly. Where do you put that stuff? Because if you put it behind something, it's going to be really hard to get to. If you put it in the attic or in a place where you just have a lot of clutter and stuff, and then you have to go up there and try to find it through all this stuff, move all this stuff around to actually get to it, then that's not really easily accessible. And so you want to have things to where you can reach up, grab them, get to them quickly, especially with ADHD, when you might miss something just by looking around. You might forget something where it is, so if you put it on a shelf or put it in a organization box, then not only can you see it, but it's really easy to go and actually grab that thing. And this is really important because not only does it actually make you use up more time when you're trying to find this thing or actually get to it, because you have to move all that stuff around. If you know that, hey, it's in a location and it's not going to be behind something else, it's not going to be in a hard to reach place. It should be some place that's easy to get to. And that way it just narrows the things down, places to look, so that you know where the possible places are that you can go and retrieve that thing. And that's going to save you time when you actually do have to go search for something. And here's something else that will help that I wish I knew. And let me ask you this. What things do you do every single day? Do you make coffee every day? Do you print stuff off in your office every day? Do you have a little workout area that you do your workout every day in your home? So in those different locations where you do those things, pre-prep them. And what I mean by this is, if you make coffee every day, have all the stuff you need to make coffee in that one location. Don't have some of the coffee stuff there and have to look in another area to get stirrers for the coffee or whatever, and then have some other thing you need to get to make the coffee, and it takes you like 5 minutes to gather everything up to make coffee. Have everything at one location so that when you get to that location, you don't need to look for anything else. Everything's there and you can make your coffee and save yourself some time for trying to go around and look for these things. And do that with every different location in your home where you do things every single day, because now when you go to that area, you don't have to look for anything else. All your stuff is right there. You're making different areas, different designated areas in your home to help you remember where things are, to help save you time, because it's going to be already all the stuff there that you need to do that activity. And that can be an amazing help when you have ADHD. And something else to think about, What do you do with all the not useful things that you have? You have something you bought that you just have a duplicate of, that you don't need the duplicate at all, or you just have something that doesn't function the way you thought it was, or you just have nowhere to put it. What do you do with all that stuff? Well, what you should think about doing with all that stuff is actually decluttering that stuff, giving it away, take it to some place to donate it, because it just becomes clutter in your home. And it makes it really easy when you go through and look at things, say, I have no use for this thing. I'm not using it for anything. It doesn't have any worth for me. It's just taking up space in your home. So when you come across things like that, you might want to just think about, do I really need this thing? Do I really need to keep it? I haven't used it in 90 days or a year or whatever. Why am I holding on to this thing is basically the question that you should ask. And if you don't have an answer for it, then maybe that's the item or that's the thing you need to go ahead and declutter and get rid of and get it out of your home. And then actually maybe find something that is actually useful to you that you want and put that in its place. And by the way, if you're getting value out of the content, then go and click the subscribe button for me. Now, the next thing is, when you are in your home, have you ever looked at your home and said, I'm going to declutter or organize my whole home on Saturday or Sunday? And you look at that whole picture of your home and you think, wow, that's a huge task of what I gotta do. Even if you're in your home and you think about, okay, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and organize this left side of my home, or this certain 2 rooms of my home. One area, one thing at a time. And you break it down to where it's good for you, because you may be fine organizing a whole room. That may be your thing. But you might also just be like, I don't want to organize a whole room. I want to organize one side of a room. Or I'll just organize this one closet, and then I'll come back and do the other side of the room or whatever it is, right? Break it down to what is good for you and then do one thing at a time. Don't start one room and then go to the next room and then come back and try to start in that other room again and then go to a different room and then come back and try, don't do all that. Just one area, one thing at a time. You can even go hey, I'm just organizing jeans today and just do jeans for the day. And then once you finish jeans, then go on to whatever other item that you want to. But just remember, one item, one thing, one category, one room, one at a time. And here's another question for you. Do you know how awesome labels are for ADHD? I've been to places, and if things are labeled to where I can see the labels and see what's inside or where something goes or whatever, it just makes things so much easier. Because with the labels, you don't have to remember that thing or where that place is. You can look at the label and you don't have to use your memory. That label is a reminder, and it makes sure that you know where that thing is or what that thing is or what's inside that thing. And so with ADHD, where you may have issues or probably do have issues just remembering where things are, or remember where you put something down, or remembering what you did with something the other day, just having labels on things is just amazing. And so I just recommend, when you have ADHD, make sure you have labels and label everything that you can so that when you have to find something or when you need to go to a certain area and look for something, you automatically know that you can find a label, and that is an easier way to find things. And you can even go as far as to get labels with different colors. And remember when I was talking about color organizing, use that as well, using the labels that are different colors, and then you know where those things are in relation to the different colors. And then when you get over there, you say, okay, this is a category of things. I know exactly what's in this box or whatever because the label's on there. I don't even have to open it. And here's something else. You know about dopamine, right? Well, organizing actually produces dopamine when you're done. And the reason is because when you finish a task, every time you finish a task, you get a release of dopamine. Like your brain just says, okay, you're finished a task. Here's your reward or dopamine. And then with ADHD, you're always looking for ways to generate more dopamine. And so this is one of the ways that you can actually generate dopamine, which I thought was kind of dope and everything, because of the fact that just doing organizing, which may be a hard activity for you in the first place, but when you finish, you know what the reward actually is going to be. And it's because you completed a goal. And I thought that was really cool and awesome. Now, I do have another video that goes over just the closet hacks for organization that I wish that I knew sooner, and they all relate to ADHD. And that video should come up on your screen right now, and just click it.